right, guys, we got Alan the Kryptonian Klingbeil. How you doing, Alan? How's
I'm
life
doing
treating you?
well. Life is going good, man. How about yours?
My life is good too. You have a chance to avenge yourself in a rematch, June 27th. What does this opportunity mean to you?
Man, it's been a year since I've been out there, so it means a lot. I think, as far as I understand it, there were two judges that scored me winning. One had quite the outweighing score. And so I think the same judge did something to a UFC fighter. And I mean, I got to coach, so I can't complain by any means for, Power Slap for the UFC, but I just want to say, like, man, yeah, I can't wait to knock Luke Simon's out, so they'll put me on a championship match, man. It's been a long road, and I know that they've had plenty of events that they wish they could have put on. So it's not necessarily that they didn't want to put me out there. Obviously, they used me as a coach kind of randomly, so they must like me, right? And I would say I'm a fan favorite, but yeah, man, it means the world. It means the world. Yeah.
Well, I just went through all your matches. You totally are a fan favorite. I mean, I had seen clips of you before, but I think just, how vocal you are is super entertaining. I'm gonna be there at the Fountain Blue on June 27th. Can't wait to watch that live.
Let's go,
What do you
baby.
what do you see happening that night?
Oh man, I honestly I'm super excited for the Russell and Wolverine fight. I can't wait to see like what happens with that because Wolverine can take a hit more than it's he's kind of like Damian DeBell. Like no one thinks that that guy can take the hits that he does, and I feel like everyone just gets up there and is like, "Oh, I'm just gonna knock this guy out," and then because he's just this kid, right? Nothing happens. And I think it's going to be a lot more of a banger than Russell is probably prepared for. So I'm super excited for that match. Obviously, whoever wins that might be who I face next. So yeah, man, that's what I'm mostly excited for. There's plenty of great championship fights. So what I see happening for me is probably knocking Luke out. I'll give Luke the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the second or third round, I'll knock him out. So.
Okay. Um, what happened in the last fight that did you take anything from the last fight that you're gonna make any changes for this fight? Where does your confidence come from this time around? I mean, you were confident, super confident last time too, but
Yeah,
what about this
yeah.
time?
Well, I'll say this. Last time I was super ill when I walked out there. And so, I gave it my best shot. I think the thing is, you know, um, with the lack of strength that I had, I think I delivered pretty good shots. So I was pretty happy about that. There was one moment where I rocked him pretty good. And so I think if at that time I was less strong than I am now, right? Less fast, less even experienced on some level. I've probably practiced I don't even know how many more times, right? But yeah, it's just age, wisdom, experience, timing, things like that. I think I can easily knock him out this time. So that was me at a weaker state, both in my regular physical state, but also because I was ill. And so, like, if I'm just being honest, right, like that's where my confidence comes from. So he couldn't even move me, right when I was not at my tip top shape. I'm like, there's no shot this time. So yeah.
When you see Luke Simons, what do you see as far as the competitor goes?
I like Luke. All right, man. He's a cool guy, but like Luke's kind of guy you can just chill with all day, So I'll give him that, right? But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I think that he faced people that one hadn't been in the ring for a while, and two, um, like TJ Thomas. I didn't feel like he was in the shape that he's normally in, right? Like if I'm being purely honest, it's not that he wasn't working out or anything like that. But if you had seen TJ in the early days, I was nervous about fighting TJ. I would have I had to be deployed during that time, and so I think he had to fight somebody else. But that dude was freaking jacked, man. Like this to the, you know, if I'm dressed to the nines in style, that man was dressed to the nines with muscles. You know what I'm saying? When he took a shot, I was like, oh shit, like this is gonna hurt. And the last time I saw him, TJ, I love you, bro. Don't be mad that I said this. You're still phenomenal shape, but just there's a difference, right? So I felt like the last time we went out there, two things. One, he wasn't in his best shape. And two, Luke, they're just like, no problem. Let's just let this man lift his heel all the way up or move or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think people understand the significant amount of power that can like transfer. You know, like that's the whole reason why we can't pivot, right? Like they posted some video of some kid he's never slapped before. They're like YouTubers or something like that, and he like full on pivoted and slapped somebody, and it was like, oh, and you're just like, no, if you pivot, like there's so much more power that you can deliver with that. You could kill somebody with that. You know what I'm saying? So the whole reason why you can't do that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they've given this kid every like prop up match they could possibly give him. Right? Like I beat Vern Cathy, and they gave me some heavyweight who weighed like 30 more pounds than I did when I went out there. Right? Austin Turpin. Shout out to Austin. I'm excited for you to return for 14. But um, yeah, man. I don't know. That's my point of view. I'm like, let me knock this kid out because you have propped him up so much. Like, yeah. Sorry, that's kind of a rant, but there you go, man. That's my 2 cents.
We love rants, bro. We want to hear you talk, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so I feel like the fans really have misconceptions about some of these rules in Power Slap, and because it's so new. Uh, can you can you tell us or explain to us, what's not allowed? Can you lift a foot off the ground? Can you pivot 1 foot? Can you pivot 2 feet? What are the rules when it comes to Power Slap?
Well, I think that's like the hard part is sometimes the rules change a little bit. So it used to be like you can't lift your foot at all, and then people are still lifting their feet. Then it was like you can barely lift your foot if it's like a natural thing, and then they're like there's a 2 inch lift, and then they went back to this natural lift of the feet due to like the carrying of the momentum, and so it's kind of vague. And I think that like it just depends, right? Because I mean it's human error on some level, and I'm sure some of it is like some sort of cognitive bias, like towards certain situations. Like don't if the Nevada State Athletic Commission guys are watching this, I'm very sorry. I don't mean any negativity. Please don't score me wrong. I think I pissed off that judge somehow. I don't know, but like, um, yeah, I was like, please, please, please don't be bad. But it's just, I mean, it's there, and they admit it too. We do rules meetings like 2 times, sometimes before a match, and it's no harm, no foul. Like happens to UFC fighters all the time too. I'm sure the new BJJ and the boxing matches they'll have the same problem. Where like, but that's just fighting in general. It's like if you're going to be in a fight game, if you don't knock the guy out, like they say don't let it go to the judges or to the buzzer or whatever, like that is accurate for the sport as well. So but yeah, the feet raising, the pivoting, you're definitely not supposed to be able to pivot. So like they say once you make contact with the face you can follow through, but the thing is like they've done a lot of scientific research with it, and everyone thinks like, oh, it's just some dudes slapping each other. But the Nevada Athletic State Commission is like one of the best in the world, right? And they partner with doctors and scientists and all that other stuff. And I'll let you look it up, right? Like look into it. It essentially, if you move after you've made contact, it reduces the impact force a lot more, right? So you're not going to kill somebody more or less. But if you pivot leading up to that, you can generate so much more force, which is why like a hook or something like that, you can do some damage to somebody because you are pivoting so hard. You can see it in the UFC, you can see it in boxing, all that other stuff, and so it does reduce the amount of I don't know what the newtons, the human force, the joules or whatever people like generate. I'm not a physicist, right? But yeah, that is kind of the gist of it. So you have to hit within a range, like they've done everything they can to reduce, the I don't know the cognitive impact that you're going to have on somebody. Essentially, if you just deliver an open strike, which I mean, obviously, it's like, yeah, you can't block, but it's like, dude, like on average, I think a UFC fighter gets hit like 3 to 5 times after they've already been knocked out, essentially. So there's like a knockout hit, and then there's 3 to 5 hard hits to somebody. Right? Like,
Yeah.
they're done. They're still getting hit. If I get
Yep.
wobbled, I got some guy that's catching me. I got a doctor that's got, he's like, "Are you okay? Like, we're gonna make sure." doctors are awesome too. Same doctors for the UFC, but they're very serious. People will catch you like if you fall, like they will they will make sure you're okay. You're like, dude, I'm kind of pampered on some level. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm like, I'm getting the same treatment as a UFC fighter before and after, but during, I'm getting pampered. Like some dude's gonna catch me, they're gonna make sure I'm okay. If not, it's like they hardly do that in the UFC. If you've ever seen it, it's like if the same thing happened, people would be like, "You're never gonna fight again." Like what a wuss. Like you would never live that down. So I don't know on that level. It's like yeah, I would say it's very safe, right? They do a lot of tests before, a lot of tests after, annual tests. We have to be licensed, all that jazz. So um, the rule set are basically this: you can't move your feet, or you're not supposed to move your feet. You can have a natural like carry to it but just slightly, right? So you can lift up just a little bit, and you once you've made contact, you can start to pivot your feet. um without without that, you need to be within range, right? So like I need to hit like basically like this, more or less. So they don't want you doing this, and they don't want you doing this or this, so it's supposed to be an open palm strike essentially. So they call it power slap, but I would say we all agree it's an open palm strike. So that's why they call it strikers. But yeah, that's basically it, man. You can't flinch. If you flinch, you get two for flinching. It's one of the best things ever. I think it's a hilarious thing. It's like a school ground sport. It's just like two for flinching. But yeah, there's that. You can't offensively foul more than three times or two times, I think, and then I think yeah, it's two offensive fouls and then three defensive fouls. A defensive foul is a flinch, um, or something like that, essentially. I think you can even incorporate like you're not supposed to be talking like egregiously before the strike or whatever. So I think they might incorporate that now. Um,
Really?
Yeah, like they want you to entertain, but they don't want you to like, it's a show. But they've essentially said if they tell you to do something and you don't do it, they're not going to do it probably, but they could call like a foul for, whatever they want to call it for, right? The
Because I was
coolest rule.
watching, I really enjoyed. Sorry to cut you off, Alan.
Yeah, yeah,
I really
yeah.
enjoyed the talking between you and Luke right there.
I
Over the
think they made
middle.
that rule for that reason.
No way.
Yeah, they're like, no, that's too much. So I think they're worried that like we're gonna get upset and like punch each other or something like that because that could like ruin the sport in general. That's hilarious.
Honest, honestly, I think that could only prop up the sport.
No, I agree. I mean, you see it; they allow it, right? But there's
Yeah.
been times where like there's too much back and forth, or it's kind of like, all right, guys, like you're here to do your thing, like sit down,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But I don't
If
know.
anyone hasn't seen, that fight, that match between Alan Klingbeil and Luke Simons, you guys should go watch that because that one's like just super entertaining. Anytime like the ones between Dumpling and the Crazy Hawaiian, super
Love
fun.
those,
They're just
love those.
shouting at each other. You don't even know what Dumpling's saying.
I know it's the best.
I
He
know
can
the
say
Russian
anything.
curse word he's using. I know that. I grew up around a lot of Russian speakers, but I don't know anything else he's saying. But it's not good. You know.
God, I just hope they have like an earpiece in Wayne's ear. That'd be awesome, man. Um, like a translation. That'd be sick. But
Yeah, that
no,
would be dope if they had a translation live for Dumpling.
dude, that would be cool. They should do that actually. They have a translator up there. I don't know. Yeah, I got to coach him on their first match, and like yeah, man. It was weird because the translator was there, his coach was there, and then I was there, and I was like, I don't really know my role here, but yeah, it was kind of that they would like talk and translate, and then I would say something, and he would just be like, "Duh." Like, all right, cool.
Hey man, who do you think takes that one this weekend? I mean, on the 27th.
Oh God,
It's Hawaiian Hitman. It's his brother.
man, that's what's difficult about it. Like, I think he's as hungry as I am, right? Like, it's been a while, as far as I understand it, since he's been out there. So, Dumpling is unusually strong. That man can take a hit like nobody's business. A lot of people make that comment. It's like, oh, they're not going very fast because they're super heavyweight, and I'm like, yeah, but there's a lot of weight behind that. It's like,
Yeah.
these guys are huge.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so super heavyweight, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna leave it to the judges. I'm gonna leave it to the judges on this one. I don't want to be.
You don't want to take any sides.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Those are
political about
some
this one,
big
right?
men, bro. Just stay out of it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let them deal with it. I wish you both well. I wish you both very well.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. We're Switzerland over here. We're Switzerland. No
That's
worries.
right. That's right. You're both
Yeah.
doing well. You're both doing great. It's fantastic. That's right.
Yeah. Alan, where
Yeah.
does the Kryptonian? Where does that come from?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if you guys like comic books or superheroes or whatever, but yeah, I'm a huge I've always loved Superman. He was my favorite, right? Like, so don't get me wrong. I love Batman. If I had to choose somebody besides Superman, it would be Batman. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think I've always felt like a little bit of an alien, and I've always been unusually strong. Things like that. I'm above average at a lot of things, right? So it kind of alienates you in some ways and things like that. And I've always just felt like a resonant with Superman in particular. And I think a lot of people do. We see ourselves in these superheroes and things like that, right? But yeah, that was basically it. So I put it down. I actually tried to change my name to Thunderslaps, and Dana White liked the Kryptonian a lot better. So shout out to Dana for letting me keep that one. Yeah.
Uncle Dana.
Yes,
We
sir.
love him. You met him?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm super blessed. I met him like 3 or 4 times, and he's always very kind to me. Like one time after a match, God, which match was it? It doesn't matter. I walked up to him and I just said thanks, for the opportunity, and he was like, "Here, here's $1,000 chip. Like, go win some more money." And I was like, "Hell yeah, let's go, dude!"
Dude.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Dana. Nobody has, you know, obviously there are some haters, obviously. But like everybody that works closely to him loves him.
He's phenomenal. Like, honestly, dude. Like from a CEO sort of perspective or whatever, like how many people get to interact with like someone who like this is a huge organization, right? And his involvement with people in general, like whenever we're at an event, like I can't even imagine like where he's at sometimes because he'll just have so many people walking up to him, whether it's a celebrity or it's a nobody, and I don't mean nobody, if it's a fan, right? Like he will take the time, I've seen it to where he's had um his assistant like come out and like give them just the time of day, even though they're just a fan, right? Like, hey, here's my number. He'll just add people on Instagram or whatever. Like, he picked up some kid out of the crowd and brought him up on stage, like, to like take pictures with him. And he is that way all the time. I've never seen him be any different. And I've seen him behind the scenes, and I've seen him, when the camera's rolling, he's the same guy, and so anybody who's got something negative to say, I'm just like, I mean this in the nicest way possible, but fuck you. Like, you have no idea who he is. He's a great man. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've been a fan of MMA since '07. I think everybody in the MMA world, especially like of course MMA world, UFC, especially UFC, like I've been to a few cards and everyone I meet is super cool. Like you got some super famous fighters that, they're just like regular people. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy how it's crazy how the people who can kick the most ass are the most humble, you know?
Yeah.
So we know you're an actor. Um, we know you're a power slap and we know you're in power slap. What else do you do for fun or something that kind of occupies a lot of your time?
occupies a lot of my time. Well, I'm in the military. That occupies a lot of my time. Like,
Thank you for your service.
no, thank you for your support. Yeah. So, yeah, my apologies. I'm actually out the door right now. Which I apologize if I look terrible this morning. I'm trying to like balance like working out and doing my
You look
job.
great, brother. You're good.
Thanks. Anyway, yeah, man, that's it. It's like I got my wife. You know, she occupies a lot of my time. When I have time to hang out with her, uh, yeah. I mean, I like to hike. I I play a little bit of video games now. I haven't in a long time, but Fortnite just came back out on iPhone, and so when
Nice.
I have like an extra hour, which is almost never, I'll play that. um, super excited that they're putting Superman on there. Actually, I was like, hell yeah! Let's go. So thanks, James Gunn. I really appreciate that. But no, he's a super cool guy too. That's kind of random, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, man, I do that. I try to act as much as I possibly can. A lot of this is kind of hard to balance with the job that I have, but it's also like when I'm not working or when I'm not deployed, I have a ton of time. So like I have to train and I have to do a lot of things when I'm, at my home station, but they encourage you to take time off because we are deployed so frequently. So, it's just like, yeah, you have time. We have something called leave, which is like paid vacation, right? And I have a bunch of it. So they're like, yeah, go do your thing. And everybody thinks it's cool. They're like, oh, the actor and the power slapper and all this other BS, right? So I get to do a little bit more than the average guy. But I'll say this, it's like, uh, you're allowed different things depending on is it good for the organization, just like anything, right? And because there's a lot of confusion about why I can do some of the stuff that I do while I'm in the military. It's like, well, um, I don't know, like if it's gonna benefit the military on some level, right? Like then they're gonna see the advantage of it, right? So if I went out there and I was just cursing and drinking and like acting a fool and saying some ridiculous stuff on stage or whatever, like I'll say this, like I I was actually worried about the stuff I said on stage with Luke, because I was like, someone could talk to me about this. Everyone thought it was badass. Like, yeah, yeah. Oh crap. I'm a little bit more conservative for that reason, right? So it's like there are consequences to the things that I do. So, like if you don't know that life, I'm happy for you. But it's very stressful sometimes, but yeah. So I don't know. All that to say, what do I like to do? I like to hike. I like to do extreme sports. I love dirt bikes. I love doing a little bit of motocross. Just like one of my favorite things to do is like catch some air. Some hang time with like a dirt bike. Like if you can get like 20, 30 feet up in the air and just hit that jump just right. There's just something about like that moment where you hit this like gliding. I don't even know what you want to call it, but it's almost like being in a flow state, right? When you're doing martial arts, it's like there's no comparison to like being in the arena and you're in that flow state, and it's like nothing else. You know everything else is there, but it's like I just don't know how to communicate that to somebody. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I understand." I'm like, I don't think you do because I know most of you have never done that before. I like to, if I know your life well enough, we've probably not encountered the same thing. It's like it's the same thing if you're surfing and you just catch that wave right. I mean, there's just nothing like that feeling. So other than like being with a woman, of course, that's just that is what it is. But yeah,
Hey, I
but
love it. I love it,
hey,
man.
I'm married, right? So I can say that. But
Yeah,
um,
yeah, man.
yeah, that's it, man. I love I love life. I love being with people. I love comedy. I love I especially love movies. Like I love. I'll even go when I'm not home and I'm deployed and stuff. I'll go see a movie by myself, and which always seems kind of depressing. But honestly, I really enjoyed the theater experience, and I'd love for um, hopefully it. This is the longest thing ever, but yeah, my apologies. The
No, it's good. You're good, dude.
Try to give you some good content anyway, right? But
Yes, it's good. Yeah,
yeah,
it's good. I like hearing what you're saying. I go to the movies myself too.
yeah. Okay, good. Because I'm like the theater, man. The theater's where it's at. It's like the way
Yeah,
the sound is designed, like the way you're supposed to see it. It's supposed to be on the silver screen, man. Get out there, like,
yeah,
quit
yeah, for
streaming on your
sure,
stupid
dude.
big screen.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, some people feel weird about it. Some people feel weird going to the movies alone. For me, it's like therapeutic.
yeah, absolutely. Just chilling. Nothing else in the world going on. It's just you and that movie. Like The Accountant 2. That was one of my favorite movies to see in theaters. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if did you
It
get to
was
see that
good,
one?
huh? No, I didn't. It just came out though, huh? It came out like a month ago.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. It's sick. So I want to see Mission Impossible. I haven't had the chance to do that. I know that one is like highly recommended to see in theaters. So
Yeah,
obviously,
I mean, judged
Superman.
on basing off what you like to watch or what you like to do, I think that's a good movie for you. Mission
Hell yeah,
Impossible.
dude. Tom Cruise is amazing, man. Uh, yeah, he's an incredible guy. So I, it, hey man, if on the off chance Tom Cruise ever watches this, if you need a protege, I know that you're trying to hit up that other Texan dude, and he was just like, "That's not me." I'm your guy, Tom Cruise. I will do whatever it is. I would love to hang off a plane and do that 1,500 times if we have to get the right shot. That would be amazing, man.
Tom, if you're
Yeah.
watching this, this guy will lay his life down. This guy will lay his life down
We're
for the
not
role.
Wayne's
Hey
World,
man.
but yeah.
So who's your idol as far as actors go?
Mm. And that's hard to say. I'll shout out to Sir Anthony Hopkins. I think that that guy is like, I don't know. There's just something unique about him. He's got like that stage presence, but he's also it's like this weird combination. Like most of the time, you either have acting for the theater, or you have acting for a movie. I mean, obviously, you have TV shows. It's a little bit different too, in the way that you perform. But he just has. It's almost like with Sir Anthony Hopkins. I feel like you're watching Bruce Lee doing martial arts for a movie. You know what I mean? There's this dance that he does, and it's like this fluid motion of he's capturing that element of being in the theater, but also like the actual theater, the stage, right? Um, and then being on a motion picture, and I don't know, like any part that he does, like it could be like a funny movie, like Zorro. I don't know, you know, if you've ever seen that one
Of
with
course.
yeah, just the way he acts in comparison to everybody else. Not that everybody else doesn't do a phenomenal job. It's just like there's just something that he like draws you in. You're focused. You feel like you're in the theater. Um, when I say the theater, I don't mean the cinema. I mean like the actual, like
Yeah.
you're there on like dressed up nice, like Broadway. That's what I mean to say. So yeah, I would say he does a phenomenal job. Outside of that, if you want to know my favorite actors, like all of the action heroes, everybody from Arnold Schwarzenegger through Dolph Lundgren to just Stallone.
Bale.
Yeah, Jean Claude Van Damme. You know, what I'm saying it's like everybody, right? Jackie Chan, obviously, rest in peace, Bruce Lee. He's obviously like even he's a phenomenal actor. People don't give him enough credit for that. He was a child actor and then an actor all throughout his life. But yeah, and then in Tom Cruise, like phenomenal actor. I would say he's a modern action hero, but that people don't give enough credit for that for. And then who's that guy? It's I always forget his last name, but we share the same first name, Alan. I want to say it's Rich, possibly. He just did. I think he is Reacher. In the new series that's out on the Prime, the Prime streaming show. You know what I'm talking about? He's
I
huge,
haven't,
Jack
I
guy.
haven't checked that out. No. What show is that?
I think it's Reacher is what it's called. I could be wrong.
Reacher.
Uh,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Reacher. Who was on Reacher? Hold on, let me look that up real quick.
yeah,
Yeah,
he played.
Reacher.
Yeah, he's like Aquaman and the
Yeah,
CW.
Alan Ritchson.
Yeah, that guy. He's cool, man. He's super cool. He's a phenomenal actor too. Like, I mean, if you see his range from like Blue Mountain State to what he is now, like that's crazy. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, 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 for sure. I mean, you see actors taking on different roles. It's like you can never imagine like Will Ferrell in an action movie role. You know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like he
How do you
he
feel
is Will
about that
Ferrell.
for your own career? Like, is there a role you embody, or are you all over the place?
I think for moral reasons, and because yeah, I think there are some lines that I won't cross just for the sake of doing a movie. Um, and to some extent, some would say that's like the betrayal of the art form itself. But I don't know. There are some things that I don't even feel like I could embody well because of just like everyone says, like, oh, you got that all American look and yada yada yada. That's who I am, right? So I won't cross some of the lines that people would probably like me to do. But It probably advanced my career. It's probably an easy foot in the door. But I, yeah, I don't know. I have morals and things like that that kind of prevent me from doing some parts. So yeah, I don't know. I prefer like the action roles or comedy. I get a lot of people that say that I should do comedy roles. And so I'm looking into doing that. Um, but I need to. I don't know. I'm yeah. I've done some scenes this year already. I can't talk about a lot of them, but because the projects have actually been delayed, unfortunately. But once they get out there, I'll be able to publicize them a little bit more and things like that.
Got
But
it.
yeah, like
You're always on.
action,
You're
technical.
basically always in the move in that game.
Oh yeah, I mean you have to be. Like if you slow down at all, you're nobody, right? Like oh you're like when's the last time you did this or da 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 da? It's like oh
Yeah,
okay, well it's been 6 months. That's a long time. You're like what?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. Even for Tom Cruise or somebody like this is like if you have to get to that level to be able to just continue to do projects, and then even then it's like everyone will scrutinize you, and it shows if you're not practicing right. So oh also I will say this: Harrison Ford, huge fan of Harrison Ford. Sorry, that's what I wanted to
Yeah.
throw out there. Huge fan of him.
It
So
crept back up on you, that information.
yeah. Anyway, sorry,
Uh,
that was random, but I was like, oh yeah, I can't not do a shout out for him. He's super cool. So
Alan,
uh,
so through the three careers, right? Like acting, military, and athlete, right? Which one is your favorite? If you could be the Michael Jordan of any of them, each which one would you choose?
man, I love all of it.
You're like a Renaissance man, aren't you?
I mean, people say that about me. I don't know if that's true. I like to do what I like to do. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I had to choose one, like I have a really long term goal in mind. So I think about maybe from like a purpose perspective. If I had to choose one to achieve like long term goals, it would probably be acting because I think that would help me achieve. Like if I had to be the Michael Jordan of something to answer your question, that would probably help me achieve my long term. I would say 30-year goal. So if yeah, outside of that, I don't know, man. I don't like choosing. Like everyone wants you to do that. They're like, you should focus on one thing, and I'm like, you know what? No one super successful focuses on one thing. Not at all. Like that is not true. You cannot build a business or an empire or anything like that if you are just a one track minded guy. It's like who does that? How on the fucking earth? Like in today's age with the computers and the travel, like if we lived in the early 1900s, sure, like I would wait, like if I did woodworking and that was my thing, right, like that would be, yeah. But today, no, you got to do social media, you got to like even if I hire somebody to do stuff, half the time they're like, oh, that's not my expertise or da 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 da, so you just have to figure it out, right? Like there's just
Yeah.
nothing you can do about that. So, there's just who could do this anymore? Like that is wild to me. So I do work with some computer nerds, and I wish that I could do what they do, which is somehow that is what they focus on. They play video. They fit the role of a nerd very well. They play video games, they program and do whatever else, and that's all they know and do. And I'm just like, I can't do that, man. That's just I don't know. There's something wrong with me, I guess. So,
No, I feel you. I would love to live the life of one of those too. I think it's the funnest thing. I love video games. And I really appreciate you taking the time today, man. You know, I know the rants you went on were perfect. I love to hear, everything you had to say, and I'm glad to have met you. You're actually a very interesting person. You know, a lot of people tell me that I'm doing too much too, and they tell me, "Oh, just focus on one thing." I feel like you're that, but like on 100% gas.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. I appreciate that encouragement. Thank
Well,
you.
well, it was nice to meet you, Alan. I really appreciate. Is there something you want to leave us with?
Yeah, here's the thing. June 27th, Cody Klingbeil, the Kryptonian, will be victorious over Luke Simons. I will most likely knock him out. If not, I'll win. But most likely knock him out. And I just want to say this: if you're a producer or a director, and you're looking for a guy who looks as great as I do, I'm just kidding. If you're looking for an action guy, looking for a comedy guy, please, consider me for your role. But honestly, yeah, June 27th, please tune in. Power Slap. It's a phenomenal sport. If you have the opportunity, go see it in person. We are the greatest show on earth, and if you don't believe so, it's because you haven't been there. And Yeah, I don't know. Stay blessed, stay humble, and just pursue life and live your dreams because you only live once. Who are you trying to impress, right? So,
Yes, yes. Actually, you're right. You are the best show on earth because this morning I checked on tickets, AXS, and it was sold out. Only
oh,
resellers on StubHub. Only
let's
resellers.
go. Let's
Cheapest
go.
ticket $700 right now. So the demand for that is rising. Whoever hasn't tuned into Power Slap, you need to tune into Power Slap. You need to tune into Alan Klingbeil, the
Yes,
Kryptonian,
sir.
June 27th. I appreciate it, Alan. Thank you so much, man.
Yes, sir.